Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Aprilline Camenzi. The topic given for us is all about the human acts and human valuation, but I'm the one who has to report the human acts.
What is human acts? It is an act that proceed from the deliberate free will of man. Ito ay voluntary action. Ito ay ginagawa ng tao. It means yung kilos ng tao na nagmumula sa kanyang will or they have free will. How about acts of man? It is an act or acts that man has in common with animals. Acts that are biological and or physiological, instinctive, and performed without free will and deliberation. Ito ay involuntary action. When we say acts of man, nauuna ang gawa bago ang isip ng tao. Like, paghinga natin, pag-islap ng mata, this action done without knowledge. Human acts versus acts of man. Diba, yung human acts is voluntary action, while acts of man is involuntary action. So, opposite lang silang dalawa. Essential qualities of human acts. First is knowledge of the act. Second is freedom. Third is voluntariness. Halimbawa, ikaw ay kakain ng ice cream at gusto mo ng chocolate flavor. Kaya bibili ka, kumukuha ka ng pera sa bulsa mo, all of your actions ginagawa mo which you have voluntariness. So that is human acts. Essential qualities of acts of man. First is done without knowledge. Second is without consent. And the third one is involuntarily. Examples: unconscious, involuntary, semi-deliberate, and spontaneous actions. Halimbawa, sa sobrang galit mo, nahampas mo yung anak mo. Hindi mo gusto na hampasin mo yung anak mo, pero nahampas mo siya. Dahil ito ay involuntary actions. Unconscious. Diba, ang acts of man is nauuna ang gawa bago ang isip ng tao. So, that is acts of man. Next is, there have 4 modifiers of human acts. First is ignorance. Second is concupiscence. Third is fear. Fourth is violence. And the last one is habit. First is ignorance. It is an absence of knowledge necessarily for the performance of an act. In general, it is lack of knowledge regarding a certain thing, kakulangan ng kaalaman. And the second one is concupiscence or passion. It is a strong emotions or the bodily tendencies of man. It means it is considered as mental responses, either tendencies towards desirable or undesirable objects. Example is galit, silos, and inis. And the third one is fear. It is an agitation of the mind caused by an impending danger or threat. So, it is mental agitation brought on by apprehension of some present or imminent danger. So, takot, diba? And the fourth one is violence. It is an external force done in order to compel one to do something against his will. So, halimbawa is yung may taong nag-threatening sa iyo. And the last one is habit. It is acts of frequently done and repeated. It means that is constant disposition that tends influence one to perform repeatedly similar actions. Yung mga kinaugalian na natin, yung mga habit na natin. Next is, I have two situations here. Then, let's answer it. Either human acts ba ito or acts of man. First situation. When a young man who grew up in the province went to the city for the first time. He crosses the street without a second thought and almost got hit by a car. What is it? Human acts or acts of man? So, the answer is, it is an act of man. Why? Because there is ignorance. Since Juan grew up in the province, he has no idea about traffic rules. 'Di ba? Kasi kadalasan yung mga taga-bukid, 'di ba, kung pupunta sila sa downtown, like hindi sila sanay na dumaan, like yung tabok sa crossing, 'di ba? Wala sila kabalo sa mga rules, sa mga traffic rules. So, yan ang isa sa halimbawa ng act of man. Second situation is, Bea is a college student. Her mother works as a vegetable vendor while her father is a waiter. Their earnings are barely enough to send their child to school. Before the final exam, Bea's parents failed to send her money for her tuition fee. One of Bea's friends, Jessa, offered her to work as a prostitute for her to earn. Jessa told her about the work. Without hesitation, Bea signed up for the job. What is it? Human acts or acts of man? So the answer is, it is human acts because there is knowledge, freedom, and voluntariness. Bea was at the right age with right mind to decide whether to work as a prostitute or not. Diba si Bea is college student naman siya. Either na siya sa 18 years old above. So, legal age na siya. May tamang desisyon na siya kung ano gusto niyang gawin or mga paraan para makabayad rin siya ng tuition fee at maka-final exam siya. So, human acts, that is example of human acts. There have voluntary actions. So, that is end of my report. Do you have any questions? If you have a questions, I have a mail here. Then, thank you for listening.